It's a tough thing to hear, like you're diabetic.
My family has a history of the disease, and all the outcomes I saw, for the most part, weren't good.
I used to be using finger sticks all the time.
It causes pain. Like, you don't want to constantly have to inflict pain on yourself to find out what's going on.
Quite frankly, it hurts. And I just wasn't a fan. And I can remember I'd get all my stuff out and I'd go.
People don't like the sight of blood. It's not a fun thing.
The thing that has probably helped me the most in taking care of my diabetes has been my CGM.
That made it a lot easier. I rarely, if ever, poke my finger anymore.
The whole poking the fingers and I have to remember, like, that was a lot for me. So I asked to get a CGM.
And we can keep track of it better that way than the old way of sticking your finger.
I find a CGM such a huge tool in my toolbox.
One, you don't have to carry around a bulky case. Two, you don't have to stop what you're doing and do the steps.
A CGM is a continuous glucose monitor.
Composes of two main parts. So there is a sensor aspect, which is just the device that's like on your skin.
It adheres to your body with a small filament needle. I know when I explain that to people, they're like, does it hurt? It doesn't hurt.
And then there's the transmitter part where it can connect to your phone or another device.
I check my meter with my phone, and all I have to do is put it up to it, and it reads it.
I'll call it the diabetic dab, just tapping, do the phone tap and everything.
Now I know my blood sugar is constantly, not just like over the course of a couple hours. So I think that's been super helpful.
How high and how low it goes through the day.
I can see in real time what particular foods do to my blood glucose levels.
I also learned that eating grapes made mine go higher than it should.
Grapes will send my husband sky high.
It's also really good for data collection.
You can see trends of your blood sugars.
I use it to keep track of how it goes through the month, through the day, through the week.
You're able to use that to assist in your medical treatment, make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Just realizing like trends in my blood sugars that I didn't realize before.
Having that data helps keep things real for me and helps me make good choices when I do choose to have something that I consider a treat.
I use that data to reach out to my doctor and say, hey, I'm getting headaches, my sugar is dropping, I think it's my metformin, and his response was, let's lower it. So
we realized in my blood sugar trends that I would spike a lot after meals. And so you can really help mitigate that by switching insulins. And I don't think I would have known that if I hadn't used a CGM.
It helps you keep track of when you should take your medicine too.
Every night his blood glucose was dropping about 3 a.m. and it was going very low, low enough the alarms were sounding. I said to him, I wonder if it could be your medications. And we called his doctor.
Because some of it I was taking at the wrong time.
He stopped having the overnight lows. That was a key thing that we would have never figured out if he wasn't using the CGM.
Oh, the alerts on the phone are actually a godsend in a way, even though they get annoying.
The alerts is just in the systems bar, and you can just go in and personalize based on low glucose alert or high glucose alert.
When my phone reads it, if it's too high, if it's over 300, it will set an alarm off.
So the CGM allows for me to give people access to the data and also to the alerts to keep me accountable to make sure that I'm safe.
My sister also gets that alarm. So anybody that I have invited to get my sensor data, they also get that alarm.
The first person I gave it to was my wife. And I would be out and about and everything, and my phone's going off, and she's texting me, are you okay? What's going on? Because she gets the same alert of his sugar is low, let him know.
So I get a text from her, are you doing okay? Why are you running high? Or is everything good? And it's really nice to have that.
I was even traveling across the country and my sugar was dropping. She's texting me, are you okay? Because she was getting the alerts. So it's beneficial, especially if you want to have that support team in this journey. They need to know. And the older methods did not allow for that transparency or that immediacy.
My mom can monitor my blood sugars while I'm driving, and we'd both get alerted, let's say if my blood sugar went low or high, and I can easily pull over at that moment in time. And it's like the moment it happens, not waiting to feel low and then pulling over and testing and possibly getting in an accident because you didn't know your blood sugar was low in the first place.
Even with the alarm fatigue, if you stop listening to it, your loved one's going to listen for it to make sure that you are okay. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to have that connection.
So it kind of gives you this safety network of people in your life. Yeah, and that's huge.
When I was diagnosed, I remember laying in the hospital bed, and I'm like, I have two options here. I can do what I've seen or go a different route.
When I was younger, it was something that I kind of felt ashamed about, and I, wanted to like hide it, and I didn't want to go to the bathroom all the time to test my blood sugar.
And I saw what CGMs did for a lot of people that are like I'm very close to, and I'm like, this is what I need to do.
I can live a full life. I can eat all the foods I love. I just need to maybe eat them a little differently.
And I think now, I've really come out of my shell with that. I'm doing this interview, because I care so much about the diabetes community and helping people.
And it is by far one of the best choices I made during this journey.
If I was going to talk to anybody that was willing to try a CGM, I would definitely recommend it.
And I would encourage anyone, instead of just looking at it as like, I have to prick my fingers, you have this opportunity to be able to monitor your body and make sure, and in real time, and have what you need to know how to take care of yourself, so that way you can live a long and full life.